Thank you so much, Derry, and thanks, Auntie Georgina. Before I start, I too would like to respectfully acknowledge the Wurundjeri people and their elders past, present and emerging, who are the traditional custodians of the land on which we are meeting. I acknowledge and respect their continuing history, culture and spirituality, and recognize the contribution they make to the life of this city and this region. Dear guests, friends, industry partners, Sue, dear friend, colleagues, thank you for joining us. This is an important event. We've been looking forward to it almost 12 months. A lot of work has gone into this, not just into the launch, but actually into making the launch possible. The launch of the Australian Research Council Industry Transformation Training Centre in Surface Engineering for Advanced Materials, SEAM, led by young Christopher Byrne, with only I think, a few decades of exceptional international work in research. We are very proud of this centre for a number of reasons, because it reflects a few of our strategic directions, a few of our strategic intents. First of all, it's built on areas of strength and heritage of Swinburne, and that's working with industry, building consortiums, working together alongside and with industry partners to create impact, to create outcomes that actually transform industries and actually provide some betterment for our society, create jobs, and also some breakthrough innovations that this country will be known for in many decades to come. This is exactly what this centre is about, but more so, it's also about training and developing a future workforce of researchers in this strategic area. For us here at Swinburne, manufacturing, advanced manufacturing and materials is at the heart of who we are and what we do. It has been like that for many years. Even today, as I can see some of the Emeritus professors and dear friends that are now even at some other universities who have come out of this place. So this place has actually provided talent to support efforts of other universities and other colleagues that are trying to make similar breakthroughs in the advanced manufacturing sector. Just on your right there, the next building is our Factory of the Future, a $100 million facility that's been developed particularly to actually facilitate working with industry to help them transform their business. And in fact, we've launched last year, similar time like now, on a wonderful rainy winter night in Melbourne, a Victorian SME Hub, which is focused on engaging over 100 companies each year, in particular SMEs, on a transformation journey, so that digital disruption that's threatening the workforce and the business models they engage with actually is not disruptive, but actually presents an opportunity so that they may grow within our digital economy. We're also launching our Industry 4.0 test lab. We're partnering with CSIRO. There's numerous joint appointments and positions, professorial positions with CSIRO in advanced manufacturing, and so on. We are committed to this sector, having in mind that 95% of the manufacturing sector in Australia are SMEs, very much S and not Ms. And they're doing some wonderful work for our economy and society, but they need help to grow. And the only way up is through research-led innovation. Not any innovation, but research-led innovation, grounded in deep excellence. And that's what this Surface Engineering for Advanced Materials Centre is about. Bringing the best universities, consortium of our partners can bring to the table to work together to create new PhD graduates in areas that basically have not been tackled to this depth and breadth in the past, and to set them free in industry to actually help industry transform at the cutting edge, at the high value add that our sector and our country wishes to compete. So it is a team sport. There are so many members of this team that no doubt Chris and the team will familiarize all of you with. It's a complex construct, but would not have been possible without the support of Australian Research Council. Personally, I see the Australian Research Council Industry Transformation Hub scheme, one of the most powerful, transformative grant schemes nationally, because it's about thinking big, it's about providing scope and funding to get consortia together, and it's about a transformative agenda for industry on a bigger scale rather than on project by project on one company at a time. And that's really remarkable, and I just hope that we maintain the scheme for many years to come. And congratulations to ARC for the foresight in continuing on this journey. On that note, I would like to invite Professor Sue Thomas, the CEO of Australian Research Council, to actually say a few words and help us with this launch. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alex, and good evening, everyone. I too would like to respectfully acknowledge the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging, and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. I'd also like to acknowledge the distinguished guests here today, but particularly I'd like to acknowledge Chris and Vesna as key ingredients in this centre, and your dynamism and capacity for engagement is a great start. It is a genuine pleasure as CEO of the ARC to come to launches like this. Everyone's happy. They're being awarded money, and this is a particularly, as Alex said, applied program. So it's our Industrial Transformation Training Centre program, and here we are launching SEAM, which is a good acronym. And I've just heard from Chris some of the details of what will go on. So SEAM is receiving $4.9 million over 5 years through our ITRP scheme. And this is, as Alex said, part of the linkage scheme of the ARC. We fund research on the full spectrum between pure and applied research. We fund across all disciplines beyond clinical medicine. So that is an intense competition, and winning funding is no mean feat. So congratulations on that. This particular scheme is designed to forge close partnerships between university-based researchers and research end users. And it's a scheme where collaboration is the key. So this particular scheme relies on industry partners to outline the challenges that they face and engage the expertise of high-quality research teams. And certainly that's what I've already heard since I've been in the room tonight. There are 3 Australian universities and 13 industry partners participating in this centre, with 5 international universities and 7 international companies also part of the collaboration. So this training centre has an aspirational program of academic outcomes focused on industry, with a research program encompassing a range of new surface technologies that I've been hearing about, such as corrosion-resistant coatings and antibacterial films for medical implants. So SEAM aims to graduate, as a central part of its research programs, at least 24 PhDs and train 6 or more postdocs for careers in industry. And so it's combining a plug-and-play model to produce industry-ready graduates. And this aligns with a key goal of the ARC's Industrial Transformation Research Program, which is very much to nurture the next generation of research leaders through placements in industry settings. So as I finish this short speech to you again, I would like to commend all of the participants in this centre, the leaders of the centre, the researchers, the partners and the students, for being part of a team, for getting a great idea across the line. And I understand I'm launching now. Is that the case? Okay, so it gives me great pleasure to officially launch the ARC Industrial Transformation Training Centre in Surface Engineering for Advanced Materials. Congratulations. We look forward to the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sue. Could I call to the unveiling of the plaque now? Professor Subic, Sue Thomas, and Ms. Blunt.
Okay. Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll.
Are we ready?
Yes, drum.
More centres to come.
Yes. And then Chris, you're next for the
you.
Thank you.
Now, people are used to this. Peter, please join us. Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Well done. Be careful where you're putting
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, Ms. Hayden. Yes. I'll wait for you.
Now, isn't this typical? Derry Doyle, for each section, has got 1 minute. Until the final one, where I have to introduce Chris Byrne, 3 minutes. So I think I'll use 1 minute for him. But I will make one claim. Chris and I go back probably too long to Monash days, and off he went overseas and came back to Australia. And I'm going to take credit for bringing him to Swinburne. Well done. Chris Byrne.
So, this evening marks the launch of a very special centre, SEAM, Surface Engineering for Advanced Materials. SEAM is special in the national and global context. It is one of its kind. I'm often asked, what is SEAM? Here is my summary. SEAM trains industry-fit professionals. Our staff are trained to be plug and play and to provide immediate economic outcomes that evolve from industrial transformations. In short, SEAM covers it all. And I'll state this with no hesitation or caveats. The SEAM proposal incubated 2 years ago when I approached Professor Alex Subic, our Swinburne DVC of R&D. I presented Alex with 4 slides that outlined the dream of SEAM. And Alex, from the get-go, was an enthusiastic supporter. Little did he realise that I would have many visits to his office with additional sets of 2 and 4 slides. Why? Because the response from manufacturing industries and supporting universities was overwhelming. The result? SEAM has grown since the initial pitch in July 2017. The head count is 77 and growing, as well as additional administrative support. SEAM is composed of a huge network of professional societies, national labs, international companies and universities. Our collective years of academic and industrial experiences is well in excess of 800 years. That's our collective experience. And the collective hard financial support for the early career researchers is more than 120 years. There is no doubt that SEAM is global. For instance, this evening we have colleagues from Singapore. Thank you, Mr. Rakesh Pawar from Oerlikon. Canada, thank you to Luke and Sylvain coming from wonderful Montreal of Polycontrols. And from Thailand, thank you from Dr. Nope of the Siam Concrete Group, who is a proud Swinburne PhD graduate who has come back and is giving back. And for the second time, SEAM covers it all. SEAM is a significant national resource. We develop cutting-edge technology that will be the key to jobs of the future. Our upward trajectory has been realised. The momentum of the SEAM team is compounding. None of this happens by accident. On behalf of the chief investigators, I wish to acknowledge colleagues, staff, students, and especially thank you to the ARC, Professor Sue Thomas and her staff in Canberra. This fantastic team of unsung heroes, and I'll send you a copy of this, of unsung heroes has guided us with professionalism, patience, and untiring support. Thank you. To Professor Subic, I will still be coming to your office, and thank you. And thank you for your personal drive and commitment to make SEAM happen. Thank you to your staff. Thank you to your staff who have paved the way forward. And we must thank UniSA and RMIT for joining this collaborative partnership. Thank you to industry for providing exciting projects and significant funding and resources. Thank you to Ms. Vesna Stefanowski, the Business and Operations Manager of SEAM, for putting up with me, and her team of volunteers who have sweated the small stuff in organising this launch and many other operational needs. Thank you to our Master of Ceremonies, Professor Derry Doyle, who is an inspiration and mentor to us young'uns. And finally, I think that we must thank our families. We often forget our families who are putting up with us during this wonderful exercise of discovery. So as an engineer and scientist, let me present the following thought process. Training plus education plus resources within the real world equals productivity, which leads to economic impact, which leads to long-term sustainability. SEAM is embarking on a wonderful journey of discovery and exploration. Finally, we are SEAM. SEAM is now launched. The journey ahead is exciting. And can you guess for the third time what I'm going to say? SEAM covers it all. Thank you.
There's patience there, P, and what we've just had is a load of passion, okay? SEAM really can't go wrong with this leadership, and we look forward to the next 5 years indeed. So now, thank you very much indeed for coming here, ladies and gentlemen. Please network and enjoy this evening's dinner, which is at 555 Burwood Road, Tinto, which is 4 minutes down the road. It's been measured, 4 minutes. Okay, thank you very much indeed.